Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with the series so far. First off, I apologize if the video quality is not as good as the previous videos. I'm having issues with my main webcam, and so I'm having to stick with the backup until I figure this out. So, here we are. Alright, well, you've done all of your local research, and now you are ready to start building your city. There's a lot of work right here, but hopefully this video will help get your workflow going in the right direction and things will go smoothly. Now, aesthetic is going to be very important for your city. And to do this, you are going to have to really differentiate the neighborhoods, play up the stereotypes, and exaggerate the positive and the negative aspects of each neighborhood. So, a section of town with a lot of public housing may feel crowded to the point of bursting, and it could be, a crime riddled war zone. But the residents have a strong sense of community and they look out for each other. This would probably be a dangerous place for a kindred to hunt. Uh, it could blend in like a regular assault, but hey, if someone sees a stranger in their neighborhood messing with the locals, then the players could have a problem on their hands. Another example would be, like a long run of strip malls and shopping centers. During the day, it's going to be bustling with activity, but at night, it's going to be dark and abandoned. And, it should feel almost as spooky as walking through a graveyard if the players do decide to roll through the area. All right, now that your neighborhoods are in place, it's time to start populating the areas with points of interest. These are going to be, landmarks, establishments that really stick out, or like historical buildings that have been around since the city was founded. Uh, just for some examples, you could have a crowded downtown financial district with lots of tall office buildings. But the tallest and most recently built is going to dominate the skyline. That would be a good place to have a Ventru hang out. You've got what probably the oldest residential area in the city. There's going to be a creepy old abandoned church that people have stopped going to for decades. Well, now hey, we've got a Nosferatu hiding out there. Uh, Try to draw as much from your real world excursions as possible, especially if you have people who are also local sitting at your table. Everyone's going to be on the same page and be able to, oh, yeah, hey, that's right, that church is kind of creepy, isn't it? Everyone's going to rely on their own experience, which makes your job as an ST easier. Another area that some people do tend to look over is going to be the logistics of the city, how goods, services, and people actually get around. In a smaller city, you might still have ride share available, but maybe the local taxi service is actually going to be quicker because maybe Uber and Lyft really just isn't all that popular. uh, do like the public transit, like the buses, or maybe a subway or a rail system, or like a tram. I mean, does that run at night? How crowded and busy are the streets and the highways in the area? You need to figure out how people get from point A to point B. And you have to remember also that the streets are the veins running through the body of the city, and they need to be taken into account when you are fleshing things out. One last thing before we wrap up, and this is mostly as a addendum. It's worth checking out the new homestead rules in the Chicago by Night book. Uh, they help add to the experience. They give extra mechanics for the players when they are out and about. Uh, it adds flavor, and it can almost serve to a degree as like a random encounter table. There's a lot of different things that go into it. I haven't used them in any of my games yet, uh, but now that the book has started to propagate, a little bit more, the next city that I do end up building for my next table, I will be using those. So definitely scope it out. It's an interesting system to play with. All right, well, thanks for sticking around. The next video, we're going to get into the fun stuff. We are going to start building the Kindred population in the city. So be sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell, blah, blah, blah. You know how it works. And I will catch you later. Thanks for watching.